Hey, my name's Abraham. Welcome to the inside of my RV. Right now, I'm running all of these lights completely off-grid because, yes, this is a solar RV. I've been noticing there's a lot of ads, whether it's on Craigslist or whatever, and people put like solar into like the keywords or of the ad or whatever in the title, and then you look in the ad, and the RV doesn't have a solar panel on it or an inverter or anything. But as you'll see, I put the solar panel on the roof myself. This is a 100-watt solar panel with also a really nice inverter. It is a 1500-watt continuous, 3000-watt peak inverter. It's got 3 USB outlets. You'll notice also, it has 3 AC outlets, 1 USB outlet. Sorry about that. It has also, I have a charge controller that does a really, really good job. You can pick different options for battery types if you want to upgrade the battery bank later. Speaking of the battery bank, right there it is, and it has a nice pull-out handle that I designed and built because I really enjoyed using this RV. I basically did a lot of custom work to it, as I'll show you. But before we get any further, really there's, I think, 3 things that really set this RV apart from pretty much anything else out there. First and foremost, yes, it is solar. It is able to be run off grid. You can do a lot with that. I'll get in more into that a little bit. Really, second of all though, it has an upgraded insulation package. It really did an amazing job. I lived here, I'm in the Rockies, as you can see, I'm in Colorado. And it got negative 25 degrees over the winter, because I lived like full time in this RV for a whole year and a half. And it got negative 25, and it was really, really intense, but really, really doable actually in this RV. We actually ran a Mr. Buddy heater, kept plenty warm. There's a forced air furnace in here that does a really amazing job as well. And between that and the Mr. Buddy, we did really well in this RV. That's not to say that I recommend living in it at negative 25 degrees, but if you're going to, it's doable. You just definitely have to bundle up a little bit more. You know, the temperature kind of stays between 55 to 65. When it gets that cold, it's hard to really keep it at 65. It just wants to kind of fluctuate a lot. But anyways, it does have an upgraded insulation package. You'll notice that it has a lot of foam in the underbelly, which is really, really cool. Really awesome feature. And that's why I'm showing you this right here, because you'll see that there's a little bit of foam there, just kind of, easy to see. So we have the solar system. We have an upgraded insulation package. The toy hauler platform really is a gem. These are hard to find. I see a lot of people with motorhomes that tow their, like another trailer for their ATVs, golf carts, bikes, whatever. This is pretty much an all-in-one package. You can you put all of your toys, your whatever you've got on the platform. It doubles as kind of like a deck and patio. And I personally used it when I first did my solar system. I put all these panels that I had on the deck, and as you can see here, but you'll notice too that there's like polycrystalline and monocrystalline. I'm not going to get too geeky about the off-grid and the solar and all that, but I put a monocrystalline solar panel on this roof because monocrystalline is the best in the industry. Anyways, just a little tad there of information. All right, so now we're just switching gears and we're going to do a full virtual tour. So we're starting with the outside here, just looking at the front. And FYI, this RV is 37 feet long, 9 inches. 37 feet 9 inches long total. Has the electric jack here on the front. I should add that the total height, including the AC unit that's on the top, that's 11 feet 2 inches. So anyways, here on the front we see the little propane tanks that holds 2 of those. Really, really nice to have both of those, depending on how long you're going to be camping, RVing, off-gridding, and all that good stuff. So with the toy hauler platform, it's actually 8 feet wide by 10 feet long. It's not exact, but yeah. Anyways, to see this ramp right here, these ramps, the sides, you actually take them off and you can use them as a ramp. Right here, there's these little like hooks here. You can strap all your equipment in, your bikes, your RVs, or sorry, your quads, whatever it is that you're going to be having on here. Definitely don't want to put an RV on here though. But so looking at the side compartment here, see these vents? I put one on each side of this compartment because it's a continuous compartment. I'll open it up here. These vents allow for proper airflow. When you have batteries, you really want to make sure that there's no hydrogen gas buildup because it's flammable. So let me just get the camera here. Okay, right there's the battery bank on the other side, but there's a vent, so there's a cross breeze in there at all times. Obviously, that's a huge safety feature. Some people like to put like PVC piping and all this other stuff to make sure that their battery bank is ventilated, but it's not necessary. In my experience, I found that the vents work just fine. Never had any issues there. Just looking at the front here, sorry about the shaky, kind of blurry camera, but just a reminder, we have the Polartec upgraded installation package. Looking at the awning, it's pretty sweet. It's electrical, runs off a 12 volt, just like the 12 volt jack. And by the way, as we go through this, I'll point out there's the surround sound speakers. And I'll also point out that the things that can be run off of the 12 volt system, because those can be run off grid. So the jack can be run off grid. The awning can be run off grid. The sound can be run off grid. And just taking a look down here at the wheels, very, very clean. This RV has not had any road time. So I basically bought it, I parked it, and I right here, my 3-acre piece of land, and I just built my house. So it didn't really go anywhere. All the tires are brand new condition. The spares pretty much brand new. Those U-bolts and all the leaf springs on the underneath are pretty much brand new. Just taking a shot of the back here. Also, here's the furnace. I'm sorry, not the furnace, the water heater. Hot water heater, runs off of propane, and it also runs off of 12 volts. So you can actually heat your water off grid. All it does really is just ignite the flame, the spark. That's all the 12 volt does. So it hardly uses any of your battery bank to do that. And here's just a side view on this side. I will mention that there's hail damage a little bit, being very, very transparent. But as you can see, you can't really see it. It looks really clean. It never really bothered me much. But yeah, there was some hail damage, unfortunately, to the side there. Opening up this compartment, though, tons of space, tons and tons of space. This is underneath that bunk bed, the bottom bunk. And I'll show you a little bit more of this a little later here. Here's a little outside shower. This is pretty sweet. And it actually pulls out pretty far. I never used it. I never really was in a position to use it because it's just kind of cold where I am. But if you want to use it, it's brand new. I don't even know if it's ever been used. I haven't used it. So city water connections down there. That's the kind of the back panel for the refrigerator. That's the exhaust for the furnace and refrigerator, I believe, both. And this is the electrical door here. Actually, this is a custom. I added this one in because the old electrical door didn't have that mouse hole in it. So anyways, you can close the door and have the electrical coming out without having birds coming in and trying to nest in there or whatever. That is the freshwater connection. You can just run a hose into that, and that's your potable tank. So this is the other side. Remember I mentioned the vent, and we just open this up. Look at the battery bank. This is what I think I already showed you this earlier. With that handle, it's really easy to pull out. These batteries are heavy, but they're easy to pull out with how I designed that. There's a little wire running to the A-frame, and that's the front, and that's pretty much it. That's a whole 360-degree view of the RV. As you can see, it's really clean, really good condition. I made sure I cleaned it up real nice. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and take a look inside here. So this is the main living room. There's a divider here between the master bedroom and the main living area, and this is basically an entertainment center with MP3 player. Now what's cool is it has the aux cable port, and also what's really cool is there's a 12 volt socket right there, and also a cable antenna. And that cable antenna, I'll show you in a second, it goes to the roof and you can crank it up and down. But yeah, the 12 volt's great because you can run an electric blanket off of that. Basically any 12 volt appliance. Definitely look for those on Amazon, Walmart, whatever. You'll find pretty cool 12 volt appliances. That's honestly what made my life a little bit easier living off grid for a whole year and a half. But this is the antenna. It's on the roof. You can just crank it in and out. I never used it, so I never had a TV or anything mounted in there. But there's a lot of space underneath that I did use. Tons and tons of space. That's what I really like about the center divider. Pretty unique. You don't really see it super often, this kind of center divider. So I really enjoyed it. And there's even space underneath to put your shoes and stuff like that. Here's the master bedroom. You walk in, this is a queen size bed. It's really big. It's really nice. You have windows on either side. You have these closets on the either side. There's a solar charge controller. You can't really see that, but there's the inverter also. for a second you might think that you would hit it or whatever if you're on the side of the bed, you're sitting on the side of the bed, but the bed's really big, it overhangs, and it never gets in the way. Coming over here to the other side, there's a speaker in there for surround sound, pretty much surround sound throughout the whole entire cabin here. And what's cool about this entertainment center is you can actually flip this the TV or computer screen area. You can put a computer screen, it doesn't have to be a TV, right? But it actually turns. But as you can see, what prevented me from turning the screen there, the mounting area, is the doors. The double doors do get in the way, so you have to actually slide those closed. I just usually leave them open. But if you want privacy, that's definitely another cool feature, is these pocket doors that just slide really easily. And anyways, let's turn around this entertainment center here. Take a look at that. And so yeah, you can turn it, so you can basically have your screen, whether it's TV screen, monitor, computer monitor, you can have it over there, over here, in the bedroom, however you want. It's really a cool feature that I really like, actually. And one more thing, actually, before we leave the bedroom. Right underneath the bed, there's extra storage, and it's propped up by two hydraulic, basically like the trunk of a car, hydraulic little springs there, and yeah, there's plenty of space down there to store things. So moving into the kitchen, you'll notice more space. That's one thing I love about this RV. There's just tons of space everywhere. Really makes life convenient. You could live in this thing full time, for sure, and that's what I did. But there's an outlet in there for the microwave. Microwave is over 1,000 watts, so sadly the inverter won't run it. It's just too much of a pull on the batteries, just FYI. Double sink there with the brass, kind of a nickel, a brushed nickel is what I meant to say. So here's the stove, by the way, and I'm going to pop this open. For some reason, the igniters aren't working on this stove, but I have a solution for you. I'll show you that in a second. But like when I turn the spark knob here for the top burners, and for the oven too, the oven works if you do what I'm about to show you. But I basically installed this USB, like this holder for a USB lighter. I don't know if you've used an electrical lighter before, but these things are really sweet. First of all, it's rechargeable, so I mean you can go to your inverter and just plug it in. It just uses one of those Android phone cables basically, but you can see the spark coming in, so it's kind of like a electrical pulse, and that's what can light your fire. So that's what lights the stove. Just turn up the gas right here and just press the button. You literally just press the button and that's it. So pretty sweet there. Very simple to use. So you just put it back in the little clip here, a little hanger. And that's like a little place, because it was a pain in the butt. I used to not have that mounted there, and my lighter was just everywhere. It was on the floor, it was in the bedroom, it was wherever. And anyways, it's just nice to have that hanger there. So there's like a little cubby hole. There's like, 3 drawers. There's a nice door, little door here for more storage. There's storage everywhere in this RV, and I'll point that out as we move on. Oven right there. Below that is the breaker box, or breaker panel, I should say, and that's a carbon monoxide detector. Carbon dioxide's over there. Let's see what else. Let's go to the fridge, and let's look over the top here. There's nice storage up there. Before we go to the fridge, let's just look at the left. This is like a nice pantry area. It's got 1, 2, 3 doors to open here with shelves, and they're really deep. They're a few feet deep, so you get a lot of space in there. And then this is the fridge. It's really, really nice. You can run it off electric or propane. Super clean, super new. I definitely took care of the place, as you can see. So yeah, it's in great condition. Works amazing. And let me show you the front here, the controls. It does run off of electric. Gas has a cold setting. I usually like to keep it at 1 or 2. You don't really need it to really burn that much propane or use electricity. So this is the couch area, kind of a really nice dining area. That table can be taken down, and that can be used as another bedroom right there. And there's also overhead storage. Again, more storage. And what's cool is I installed these custom blinds. They really add a lot of flavor to the room, and I'll show you. I'll turn the lights off in a second here, but just like it's just such a nice look that these blinds give compared to other blinds. And as for the floor, I haven't really pointed that out. It's a really, really high quality linoleum floor. It's very, very tough. Very, very, very tough flooring. I really like it. It's got a nice color too. That's the thermostat. All right, so looking at the bunk beds, you have the top bunk, tons of space. Could sleep 2 people there comfortably. You can sleep 2 people comfortably there. Now, going underneath the bed, I want to let you know that I inspected the tank, the hot water tank just to make sure nothing's wrong. And I also cleaned up the area really, really nicely. Another thing is I put the plywood back with heavy-duty screws. It was kind of stapled in. It was kind of cheesy. It didn't really seem that durable to me, so I fixed it up. And so now when you lift up, you have these nice hinges, and you can just access that for more storage from the inside. So going to the bathroom, it's really, really cool. Really big space. I like the vanity. I like this mirror. The shower's really, really sweet. Has a nice, and I'll point it out in a second, but it has a skylight. The toilet is brand new. I replaced the toilet. I figured that's just a more sanitary and safe way of doing things these days. Rather than cleaning my old toilet, I just got a brand new one for a few $100. And there's tons of space down here in the vanity. I'm going to show you here just a couple rolls of toilet paper. I'm actually going to include these. If you pick up the RV, I'll include these. But I just want to definitely leave these in here to show you how much space there is underneath this vanity. It's quite a bit. Definitely was enough for my wife and I when we were here. And there's 3 shelves here behind the mirror. 1, 2, and then you can use the top one as a third storage space. There's hangers right there for towels. And yeah, shower's really spacious, really clean. Looks brand new, super, super clean. Privacy curtain is right there as well. And slides no problem, looks really good. So yeah, that's the bathroom pretty much. And like I said, there's this skylight that's just really, really cool. It just adds a lot of natural light to the room. Same with this one. I don't know if I pointed that out. There's another one over here that's really, really cool. And like when you don't even need the lights on most time during the day, you just don't really need the lights at all. It just, the room is lit up naturally. So with everything that I just showed you, there's a lot of custom work that's been done to this RV. It really, in a lot of ways, it's in better condition than when I first got it. Even though it was like pretty much brand new, just because of all the little cool things that I've kind of added to make life easier, more fun. So not only are you going to get the RV, I'm also going to throw in, because I know if you're like me, when you get something that, you know, it's been someone else's, it's used or whatever, you know, one of the things that comes to mind is, what if something goes wrong? What if I don't, you know how to do something, fix something, whatever. So I'm going to include every single instruction manual, and I have every instruction manual in PDF. I'll go ahead and put those into one giant PDF and give you all the instruction manuals on a USB drive. So that you not only have the Crossroads instruction manual, you also have for example, the how to use that tape, the tape deck. I say tape deck, but CD, aux, MP3 player. You know how to basically look at the fridge and make sure there's nothing wrong, if there's any troubleshooting you have to do. And by the way, the fridge did great even in really, really cold temperatures. It never stopped working and did an amazing job. But yeah, if anything that runs in here, any appliances, I'm going to give you the manuals for that. So that's huge, because I wish I had that when I first had the RV. They didn't give me anything. They just kind of gave me, you know, a few little things, but like the jack, the crank for the jack, and that's pretty much it. And just being able to take the wheels off, you know, that kind of thing. You're also going to get an off-grid manual. Okay, this is basically a guide to solar that I wrote myself because I took tons of notes. This is the first time I ever lived off grid. It was a lot of fun. There was a little bit of a learning curve. I basically took all my notes, all my research, everything that I ever did, and I actually put pictures together and diagrams so that if you want to upgrade the battery bank, if you want to add another solar panel, I'll show you step by step everything, how it's wired, so there's no questions. You can upgrade it, you can change it, you can do whatever you need to do down the road, because you may want more than 100 watts. You may want, you know, yada yada yada. You may want a different battery bank. That's cool. I'm gonna make it even easier to do that and upgrade by including basically my solar guide. That it's a bunch of my notes, but I organized it, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you that on the USB drive as well. As you've already seen, I'm including the USB lighter. That's something that is really, really handy, and you can charge that with the solar panels and everything. It's cool. The toilet paper, right? I'm gonna include toilet paper, a nice pack of just toilet paper, because I mean, hey, you never know when the stores are gonna run out these days. But anyways, you have that. I'll throw that in there. So again, my name's Abraham. Feel free to reach out to me, contact me to arrange a meeting. Again, I'm in Colorado. I'm in the mountains. You might be local, you might not be local. That's why I did the video tour, made this as seamless as possible so you can see for yourself through a virtual tour everything in this RV, outside the RV, you know, everything around it, in it completely, so that you can make a more informed decision without having to commit to maybe driving out here if you're from a different state. If you're in Colorado, great. But if you're not, hopefully this has been really, really helpful, and talk to you soon. Thanks.